We are at the front of the Church of Flagellation, which is one of two churches, part of the Via Dolorosa, very close to the Praetorium, to the judgment place. That church was used as a stable by the Muslims for so many years, and one of the legends say that the horses that were put there actually died, and then the one who did it, the ruler of the city, got the message that this is a holy site. As the rest of the places, that place has been destroyed so many times. The church is from the 19th century and 20th century, built by Bertolucci, who built the Garden of Gethsemane. For me, it's one of the most simple but very important churches. You can see the arch above the door. It looks like the pillow way of architecture that the Crusader used a lot. If you will go to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which I'm sure that you will see that at the front. Above it, another arch, and it looks like more like the tone of horn that Jesus wore here. And above it, you can see the cross and the angel. To the right and to the left of it, you can see so many symbols of the misery of Jesus. For example, you can see the crown of horn and the water that Pontius Pilate washed his hands, and flagellation, where it is, please, and cockcrows 3 times. You can see the 3 stars. Let me see if you can see that. That's where St. Peter denied him, and the whip, and the nails. So many things that represent it. Let's go into the church, and I must be quiet, and I'll try to do that quietly. Then you must listen carefully. It's a very simple, but again, beautiful church, facing, of course, to the east. The most important thing in that church, of course, is the altar, and let's go and see it. Masterpiece. Look at the windows, of course, made of glass. But before we talk about the windows, I want you to look at the ceiling. Gold, color of Jesus, representing the universe, sky, God himself. And look at the crown of horn, which is from the outside you can see the blood tears, but from the inside you can see that it's a flourish, a symbol of hope. And those in that windows you can see Bar Abba. Remember, Pontius Pilate said that there are 2 people that I can really, one that I can release, Bar Abba, which is in Aramaic or Hebrew, the Son of the Father, which, let's face it, another name of Jesus. Or maybe we will release Jesus. And the message was release Barabbas. And what we're going to do with Jesus? Pontius Pilate said, crucified him. If we look at that, flagellation below, column, you see the sorrow of Jesus on his face, and so many nasty people around him. And in that place, you can see Pontius Pilate washing his hands. Here you can see Mary, the mother, and next to him you can see John, the disciple, St. Paul with the book and the sword, and St. Franciscus. We are at second station of the cross in the beautiful Catholic compound that includes the flagellation and, of course, the church of condemnation. Mainly because we cannot pray at that building, which is the Antonia, or the Processional, the place of the judgment place. Today it's a Muslim school. The church built very close to it, two places, and we are at the second one. That's where Jesus started his way. When you go in, you will see that he is wearing maroon, which is the royal color as the king of the Jews. And on the head, you will see the tone of horn. And from there, he started to carry the cross, which he already knows that the real place is there. Then let the Russian group go out and we will go in. It's a very simple church, but very beautiful, I must say. And there is something, for me, it's so sensitive that it's worth visiting. Again, very new church. Right, let's go in. It's beautiful, and the mix between the white marble, pinky marble, and the light from the windows gives that church a little bit of the secret places. Look at the floor here. At the beginning we thought that it's from the time of Jesus, and that's where he was judged and found guilty, but now we know that it's from the 2nd century. The altar, you can see Jesus. Let's go closer to here. With the royal clothes, and the servants are preparing the cross that he will carry. You see one Pontius Pilate washing his hands here. But beautiful place to see is that. Let's go see it. John, the beloved one, is trying to avoid Mary, the mother, to see it. Actually, John and Mary Magdalene trying to avoid Mary. It's Mary Magdalene, the one with the hair. She's the only figure that you can see the hair. The rest of the women are covered, which is beautiful to see here in the 2nd century pavement. You can see here a Roman gate. And another one is here. It shows you that the Roman soldiers used to play while Jesus or others were in the Processional, the judgment place. Those stones are very slippery, then to avoid it. You see the stripes here? They curved it in that case. I'm not sure that you will fall. Beautiful. Another Roman king. Beautiful church, isn't it? There are two statues of Jesus here and carrying the cross. And the church was built on top of a Byzantine church. You can see the remains of it right here. Let's go out and you will see where we are, although we already saw it. Beautiful, isn't it? We are at the Antonia, watching the Dome of the Rock, the Temple Mount, the area of the temple. From here, now it's of course Al-Aqsa Mosque, and you can hear the El Jama prayer, which is the Friday prayer, the most important prayer of the day, of the week. But from here, King Herod actually saw and controlled the temple, which was between 2 to 3 times higher. It's an amazing place. That's where Pontius Pilate, according to tradition, judged Jesus. Today it's a Muslim school, then it's not easy for the Muslims to pray here, but I want you to see it. Because of it, they built 2 places next to it. And today, as I said, it's a Muslim school, but for so many years they used it. They used to use that place as the first station, and then they kicked them out and turned it into a school. Then on Friday, from time to time, they're actually visiting that place. In the floor, you can part of the floor you can see ancient marble, maybe not, from the time of Pontius Pilate. Beautiful here, so quiet when the children are not here. It's a beautiful school, I must say. Then let's go out of it. You can see the dome here that represent the church itself from the time of a new church instead of that church. Remember, we actually talked about the first, second station of the cross. Let's go out through the main gate. I want you to recognize that place compared to the stations of today. Usually you can go in on Friday only. It will cost you a few shekels, or to go to one of the shops in that area. Then let's go out and you will see it. Here it is. Now, this is the church's commendation and the flagellation. In that area we actually talked about it, and that goes to the rest of the stations of the Via Dolorosa, and we're going to do that, but I want to take a video of that place from here. Then you will see the doors, you will recognize it when you come. There it is. That leads to the Lion Gate, St. Stephen Gate, St. Mary Gate. It all depends who calls it. Beautiful place, beautiful place. And Ecce Homo is there. We're going to visit it, although it's not part of the Via Dolorosa. This is Ecce Homo, which is part of a very ancient arch from the time of Hadrian, and when he came to here around 135. They built 4 arches like that, a Victory Arch. A small part of it remains at Damascus Gate, and here, let's go to visit it. Then, you can see it from here. According to tradition, Pontius Pilate was there when he washed his hands. True or not, it doesn't matter. What is matter that people believe in it, and it's more than enough. Then, let's turn around just to see it from here. And I wanted to remember that part because another arch is here, and then a small arch to the right, to the left, a small arch to the right, and you will see inside the church of the Sister of Zion this small arch. Let me see if it won't be so busy. And if we will continue there, it's to the 3rd, 4th, and the rest of the stations of the Via Dolorosa, the way of the crowd. It's so crowded. I'll try to be as quiet as I can.
Он находит древнюю инструкционную систему водоснабжения. Самая главная была находка которая появилась именно со словами все человек, поэтому практически изначально перестал спаситель в этой крепости место, называемое по еврейскому букву Гава, то есть инструкционного была или мифострол, то есть в котором выстраивались прекомбинации. Не легионеры, а прекомбинации.
I'll try to show you the small arch that you can actually see from there. And it looks like a Catholic procession. Let's see. Maybe they're walking with a cross. No, they're not walking with a cross, but still they're walking from one station to another. And at the same time, you can hear the muezzin, part of the Friday prayer, and the arch itself. We are at next to the third and the fourth station of the cross of the Via Dolorosa, the way of the misery. You can see the sign of the Via Dolorosa, and you can see the soldiers here serving. It's the time of the Muslim prayer on Friday, then you can see a lot of Muslims going to pray. Then let's talk about the third and the fourth station. Not all the stories are at the Bible. I mean, there's only a few things that you can actually read about it in the four Gospels. But some of the stations are here, and we are talking about ancient stories, traditional stories. For example, here's the fourth station when Mary met her son, and this is the third station when he fell. Now, beautiful to see that. It's so rare to talk about places that we don't know if it's happened or not. Oh, it's closed. מה שלומך? They're cleaning it now? Oh, they're cleaning it now. Then you cannot go in. Then I'll try to speak about it from here. Let me say that it's quite hot here. Thank you. Because it's a video. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will sit. I won't disturb them. Thank you very much. Thank you. They gave me permission to go in. Thank you very much. Then let's talk about what you can see here before she will kick me out. You can see here Jesus falling, and the angels are looking at him, and they are instead of, wow, what's happened to him? How can we help him? And above it, you can see the crown of thorn, and you can see the gold color inside divine, and the gladius outside, the same as you can see in that place. And the most beautiful thing here is the Second World War. The Polish actually helped to renovate it, and you can see them following Jesus. And I don't want to disturb her. I'm going through the shukran. I'm going through the shop, which, if you ask me, one of the most beautiful shop, and one of the most beautiful salesmen. I'm making a video for YouTube about Via Dolorosa. Then I'm promoting your shop as well. I love to be here. First of all, it's cheap. Secondly, look at her and the other salesmen. They're so honest and lovely. And the variety of the products are amazing. Is it open there? Yes. Then remember, the Via Dolorosa, station number 3. Between the station number 3 and 4, look how beautiful it is. You can find that shop, but we are going down, and we're going down in time as well. I want you to see a beautiful hammam, a Turkish hammam, that according to tradition, it's above Byzantine hammam. True or not, I don't know, but it actually leads us from here into the grotto of the church of the Armenian Catholic, which owns the third and the fourth station. Now we cannot talk about the fourth station there. I must be quiet. Then let me talk about it here. In the fourth station, you will see an ancient mosaic floor from 5th century, and according to tradition, you will see the footsteps of Mary watching a son, and then a beautiful statue next to it. Let's go in, and if I won't be able to talk, then you can understand. Then the fourth station will be without even one word, which is not so easy for me, but we will do that. Think about a mother who knows that a son is going to die. Can you feel the feeling of her? Then although it's not part of the church, not part of the Bible, I'm sure that if I will be, instead of Jesus, Mary, my mother, will be next to me as much as she can. Then let's go to the fourth station. We're entering to the fourth station of the Via Dolorosa. That's where Mary met Jesus on the way to the Golgotha. The grotto of the Armenian Catholic Church. Let's climb to see it. Right. I couldn't talk at the grotto of the Armenian Church, fourth station of Mary Via Dolorosa, but now I can. And let me describe you what you actually saw. First of all, this is the facade of the church. Catholic Armenian, fourth station. That's where Mary saw Jesus. Now, what I want you to think is about your mother and about you. They're going to crucify you. If you do have a child, then you can understand the misery of the mother And that is what's happened to Mary when she saw Jesus. I'm sure that, although the Bible didn't mention it, I'm sure that she was there. I mean, if I think about my mother, and my mother is a Jewish mother, then she was there for sure. She was following Jesus. And in a certain place, she actually met him, although, again, the Bible never mentioned it. For me, thank you very much. Toda. It's almost obvious. Then we went down in history because Jerusalem is a city of layers, and if you're walking down, it means that you're walking in time as well. The mosaic floor with the sandals represents the Mary. She's standing there and watching Jesus, and you can see the hug between the mother and the son, especially when it's the last hug. Wow, can you understand the energy, the misery of both of them? And that was the grotto of that Catholic Armenian church. And let me go outside to show you how it looks like. Right. Thanks to that lady, we went into it. Thank you, Toda. Again, 4th station, and that way is to the 5th station of the cross when Jesus was felt dizzy, and Saint Simon helped him to carry the cross. And here, it's a beautiful place to visit. Don't miss it if you are here. This is the Austrian Hospice, and you can see the flag and the viewpoint. This is, I think, one of the most beautiful viewpoint of the city. Unbelievable. And still you can see people are going into to pray. Then 3rd station, which are now cleaning, and the 4th station. Sorry, we are on the way to the 5th station of the cross. If you will continue straight through the Muslim quarter or market, you will reach the western wall, the Wailing Wall. But we are stopping at the 5th station. You can see the sign of the Via Dolorosa and the number 5, which represents the church. If you're talking about that, another way to know that area is by that arches on floor that tells us the story of the 5th of every that this is, we reached one of the stations of the Via Dolorosa. 5th station, the sun is in our eyes. Then let's talk about it here. And meanwhile, you will see that we came from there. You can see the Muslims are going to pray. This is a Friday. It's a Yom El Jummah, the most important prayer there. And it's all about Saint Simon, who was walking here when Jesus fell dizzy. You can see the 3 guys there. The one with the glasses, he is touching a stone. According to tradition, this is where Jesus stood when he felt dizzy. See, the people are touching it. It's a very important stone. And then he was forced to help Jesus. It's a well-known story, but what Simon did in the city, Simon was from Libya of today. That's so easy. 3 times he hear every Jew must be in the city, because the only place to pray at the time of the temple was at the Jewish temple. And in that case, he was here to pray. And he was forced by the Romans to help Jesus. Let's go into the altar itself, which is a very simple one, a chapel, but a very important one. You can see Simon helping Jesus to carry the cross. You can see here the most important cross of Jerusalem cross. The center is Jerusalem itself, center of the world. And the 4 crosses can be so many things, 4 gospels, together with the cross for stigmatas. That's less important, but what is important is that the cross of Jerusalem is in the center. See, the chapel is very simple, still very beautiful. Let's go out. It's not open every... It's not open every day, but if from time to time it's open, it's because that he is open it, and because of that we can see it. And if you are here, that's the best place to drink. Then you can see the smile, and I will tell you. We are on the way to the 6th station of the cross, the 6th station of the Via Dolorosa, one of 14 stations, and we are reaching to a station that for me is one of the most important. Then here it is, 6th station of the cross. You can recognize it, remember, with the arch floor and the sign that tells you that this is 6. Here it is. Now, symbolic. It doesn't matter if what is the meaning of the name. A lot of the tour guides are actually trying to explain it. It's not important. What is important is that Saint Veronica actually saw Jesus walking with the cross, and he was sweating. Jesus, I'm sweating now as well. And she cling the sweat of Jesus. She took the when she took the napkin back, she saw that the face of Jesus was printed on it. Then, in that matter, that is a well-known story, still not part of the Bible. It's a tradition story, ancient tradition story from the 2nd century that Franciscans, when they created the Via Dolorosa in the 14th century, added into the story, 14 stories. Why it's so important for me? This station is different than others. In those 14 stations, there's only one station that someone did something voluntarily to Jesus, and that was Saint Veronic. Simon, which we just came from, his place, was forced to help Jesus. I'm not sure that I mentioned it in the previous video that the stone that you saw there is the imprint of Christ. Again, I don't remember if I mentioned it or not, and if I didn't, then now you know. 6th station of the cross. Let's talk about it in a different way. Think about Jesus. He was surrounded with so many Roman soldiers, and he was found guilty. Then, in that matter, if I'm going to help him, I'm not sure, because if you're going to help him, the Roman soldiers will see you as part of their enemies and they might crucify you. Let's move to our days. In our days, I just saw her rushing, that she is rushing to the Al-Aqsa to pray. It's Friday, a very holy day for the Muslims, and then in that matter, a person is walking and is surrounded with ISIS people. They are going to kill him soon. Are you going to help him? Well, I'm not sure. Then now we can understand why I really adore Saint Veronic, that voluntarily helped Jesus. She wasn't forced to do that. She did it. Then it's a woman. Women power. The early Christianity. Let me just remind you that the one who saw Jesus after the resurrection were Mary Magdalene, not the disciples. Again, another story of a woman. Now we will climb up soon to the 7th station, and I don't know if you can see there's an arch there. According to tradition, that arch is the wall of the city from the time of Jesus, and everything at the other side is outside the walls of the city. Then in that case, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre of today was outside the gate, and remember, Jesus was crucified outside the gate. Then let's continue by another station later on. Let me just remind you, the seventh station is where Jesus fell for the second time. The third station is that's where he fell for the first time. Second one, it's the seventh station, and the ninth station, it's where he fell for the third time. We are on the way to the seventh station of the cross, seventh station of the 14th station. But before we talk about the station, Jesus was crucified outside the gates. And today the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, one of the options of the crucifixion area, is in the center of the city. According to so many traditions, the gate that you see in front of you was the gate of the city. Then everything, the other side, is outside the city from the time of Jesus. Then in that matter, might be the story. Today it's a kind of the Fifth Avenue of Jerusalem, but at the time of Jesus, that was already outside the city. Seventh station is where he fell for the second time, and according to tradition, it's not part of the Bible, but the Bible never mentioned it. But think about you're not drinking, you're not eating, you have to carry your cross, and you are going to be crucified. Happy you are not. And it's hot. Then, in that case, you might fall. Of course you can. Well, I'm falling at least once a day without any reason, and Jesus had so many reasons. And in that case, if you will turn left, we will reach the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, but we will have to turn right if you want to reach the 8th station of the cross, when the women of Jerusalem saw Jesus and wept. You can hear the procession. You can see the Muslims going back from the Temple Mount, from Al-Aqsa to home. The seventh station is right here, and we are climbing up to the 8th station. There's not a lot to see at the 8th station of the Via Dolorosa. The women actually were crying because they saw Jesus walking. I can understand the misery of them. It's not easy to find it. What I want you to look for is a small sign that says 8th station Via Dolorosa. And there it is again. Remember the arch that symbolizes it. Above you can see the number 8. And here it is. Nika, victory. You will continue straight up. You will reach Jaffa Gate, and that's back to the rest of the station. Then we will go back from there. 8th station of the cross. And the 9th station of the cross is a little bit problematic if you don't know where to climb up. Then behind us is station number 7. We're talking about something 200 meters backward until you will see that place. You see the jewelry shop, and to the right you will hear the man who will try to sell you fruit and shake mines. Very good. And you can see the sign of the Coptic Orthodox Patriarch. That's where we are heading. And the Church of the Holy Sepulchre used to begin, when the 4th century, from here for the main street. But today it's a bakery, and then we are climbing up to the roof. Then we actually left the street and we're climbing up. Again, the church in the 4th century started from the main street. Today it's less than half of it. And we will go to the 9th station where he fell for the 3rd time. And for so many years you could continue from the 9th station through the Coptic Egyptian and Ethiopians into the church, but because of problems, and it's not possible anymore. You can see the domes of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and it's not so obvious to see the doors here open. Usually it's not. That is a place that I've never been. It's the area of the monks, Ethiopian monks. Usually they're a private place. Just to take a video of it. Usually again it's not open to the public. And here we are entering from here. You see the roof, and he actually tells us to go, and we are going. But you saw something that I saw for the first time. Yeah, this is my Israeli side. The doors are open. I'm going in, and on the way to the 9th station when he fell for the 3rd time, and I'm not going back to the same story. He already knows that he felt dizzy. He didn't drink, he didn't eat, then he suffered. And on the way, you will see that man. If not, you will see his son. If there is a shop to stop and buy, it's here. This is a holy man. And the prices are amazing. And it is so good. I'm promoting you. I'm uploading it to YouTube, then I hope that people will come, especially when now we cannot cross that area. Then this is the 9th station of the cross. You can see the dome of the church and the gate. That's where Jesus fell for the 3rd time. You can see the cross right here, part of the procession. And again, the 9th station. For so many years, they marked that place as the 9th station. And this is the Coptic Orthodox Patriarch. And if you are going in, then if you continue through that door, you will reach a water system, which I think it's amazing to see. But let's continue to the church. We've been there on the roof. Remember, we saw that place. This is the the Ethiopian part of the church. Ethiopian, yeah. I made a mistake and I corrected. The Ethiopian part. It used to be the Crusader dining room. And through there you can go to 2 churches, but that was the way to the facade of the church, but now it's closed. They cannot go through it. Look how beautiful it is.